Welcome to a very special episode of Doom Eternal. Very lore-heavy, and a boss fight. So if you don't care for the lore, I'm very sorry. We're going to be spending this whole time watching cutscenes and reading codex entries.
And apparently it's Dark Souls 2.
I love them doing the exact thing they made fun of.
Yeah, a little bit.
That a hint of irony, too.
I mean, to be fair, this level is very interesting. Like, the lore that you learn about here is... It's not stuff you don't care about, at least not for me. Sentinel Prime, home of the Sentinels. And today, we will be learning a bit more about the Sentinels, as well as the origins of the Doomslayer himself. We will learn a lot in this episode. First thing we learned, this place is very pretty.
I really do expect there to be a chariot fight inside that Colosseum.
Sentinel Prime. The ancient
God.
arena is a holy place for the people.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Just be like, the ancient arena is a holy place for the people of Argent.
I'm not saying that, but goddamn, that is goofy.
It's goofy in exactly the way that all the other voice acting in this game is, so it works.
Perfect.
Yeah. Argent did not jail their own kind. Rather, prisoners and criminals were granted the right to earn their chance at regaining honor through victory in the arena.
I spent many years helping Jacob become a good voice actor. So.
In the front lines of the
Thanks, Dorn. This is all because of you.
To die in service to Argent.
I am getting to the point where I'm tired of working customer service, and I'm considering getting professional training to do voiceovers, because I want to do something that doesn't make me want to tear my hair out every day.
The corrupted priests now allow more violent exchanges.
They never arrested their own. They did anything wrong, they'd be put on paid leave.
The priests of the Order of Day continue to hold undisputed power on Argent, spilling the blood of the Argent Ascended class
on Arthur's dinner.
Transgression's banishment. Asylum amongst the Argenta will be denied to any.
I see. Even you're getting tired of it.
The rules of engagement.
Each codex comes with an image too, so we'll be seeing those as well.
Oh god.
So that's a little bit into the origins of Sentinel Prime, or at least like what they do here. This is a big coliseum of battle.
Have you become an ape? What?
We're being dragged.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I like that observation, though.
Return to monkey.
Oh, look at that.
Guts. Guts. Kill them. Must kill them all.
Oh, God, I cringe every time. I hate that.
In spite of his injuries.
I was so tempted to put, like, the Fallout 4 everyone disliked that text in the corner. Doom Guy spoke, and he was called Doom Guy in the subtitles.
Yeah.
Ugh. High school, man.
Yeah.
History of the Sentinels, Part 4.
So this level starts you in Part 4 of Sentinel history. But the previous three, I suppose, are more the build-up to how the Sentinels came to be. But from Part 4 onward, it's specifically regarding when Doom Guy came into the picture.
An outlander came to us. He was
Once
not
again, not a hint of irony.
and spoke an ugly tongue. How he first took step upon
Wow,
our land was
how dare you call
Sentinel
English
scouts had
ugly?
found the outlander bloodied, clawed, and
Wonder what Sentinel language sounds like, if it's any prettier. It's a gorgeous language. It's like French or something.
darkness.
French is not really gorgeous, honestly.
Followed him,
It's that
and the
screeching language that they use in Galaxy
power
Quest.
seemed not entirely his own. By gentle law the stranger would be
Doom Guy's like, well, what's going on here? Oh, he sounds terrible.
Given the chance of all who stray from the path to fight for his freedom. We knew
See,
not of this
someone told me
stranger.
the worst
His
idea
mind
for a
seemed
language
crippled
recently,
with
and that is,
rage.
what
He
if
dressed in
English was a
attire
tonal
not suited
language?
to our lands and carried munition of
Just also
arcane
ignored tonal
origin.
rules.
We watched as his will.
I mean, we ignore all other rules, so
Exactly.
it would just fit.
He proved his worth. The Outlander's technique was crude and brutal, but the determination in his charge echoed
no.
that of any true-born Sentinel.
No.
His war cry echoed through the Colosseum, as did the sound of his fury. As the guards cheered his banner,
Please ignore any words I get wrong. I don't have a lot of free time to do stuff like this.
Pushed beyond
Wow,
mortal
you
wounds and
talked over the big line.
He would be gifted no rank.
I mean, you sounded like you were, like, treading it, so...
The
I
survivors
was.
in the
I was
arena
just doing you a
were
favor.
provided only one reward: the right to earn an honorable death, while spreading.
Every time they quote it, it lacks the fucking insane energy that the Doom comic
Outlander's
had.
determination was witnessed, his ravings documented, and through the word of the Order Deeg, the Khanmaker had him brought before her. She set her minions to learning his tongue, for with his ugly words he spoke of lands unseen, creatures born of fire, and a dark place unknown to the Queen and her caste. Yet another opportunity to expand the gift of the Makers to those in need.
So, from what I understand, the Sentinels found Doom Guy, after the events of Doom 64, where he just stayed in hell and continually fought demons until he went insane. And that's why he just mumbles this inane crap.
I offer you, O great powerful one, a sign of truce.
You know what? I was worried that Doom Guy's backstory would literally be like, this is his entire life, that he was raised in the Sentinels or something, and not he's a soldier and he was just the right guy in the right place. This is better. Like, picking up later, he actually got found and became part of this organization.
Yeah, through Doom 1, 2, and 64, he seems to just be... I mean, he is a human. Like, as Helena Richardson said in a couple parts ago, he is human. He was just raised under the Sentinel watch after Doom 64, where he just, like, he was pretty much the only, like, human being in hell, continuously fighting demons until they found him battered and driven to the brink of insanity.
And the city of Telorum.
They tried to get rid of him and he fucking came back. And they sealed them and he fucking broke out.
The beasts with spear in hand, the might of the Holy Fleet striking back at the demons. But the dark gates from whence they came gave birth still to even greater hordes. A line of blood was drawn with the fallen of both sides, and the unholy wars began as the time of darkness.
I'm glad that even in this old drawing, that guy's got a rockin' booty.
The ancients appreciated the ass.
You know what? Good on them. That's how you know they were enlightened.
I know of what you have left behind. Go back to it then. Leave this crusade. You cannot save them. They have asked me for this, and so I give it to them. If you let the priest live, then I will return to you what the demons took from you so long ago.
I am almost positive she's talking about Daisy.
She was 100% talking about Daisy.
I thought she was talking about the super shotgun, which you stole back anyway.
She just like, no, I already have it back. Shit.
But elegantly, shit.
I have no more bargaining chips. Did he lose a pet? I can't find the pet.
I could have some chips. I might. No.
History of the Sentinels, Part 6.
God,
Unlike
no
enemies of the
time
past,
wasted.
We could not contain the demons emergent from the dark realm.
I now understand what it's like to hate
Their
lore.
weaponry was not conjured from machined steel,
Yeah,
but from the essence of their very
This is the only way I could have
A
presented this
dark
level while
magic
also caring
not
about
known
the
to
story.
us in our many conquests.
So
Have we grown
dense.
overconfident? Our
Very
victories
dense.
serving to dull our blade?
as
we
I've
trap in the
grown older, I
glory of our
have grown
expanding
far
empire?
less patient with this sort of
Lost,
thing.
we knew not of how to prevail against this foe.
Thankfully for those playing the game,
Maker
this
gods
is you can
stood
obviously
perplexed,
skip all of these.
and our engineers
Without
and
them, the
priests
level's like 15
scrambled
minutes
to
long.
Find the advantage in battle we so desperately needed. Unknown
You would
to the
hope when you're writing a
enemy, we
story, you
pushed
care
to
about the
brink of
story,
defeat,
and you're invested in your
our
own
gods
story.
stood with us
This
as
borders
we
on
worked
being
to
enamored
find
with
the
their own
answer.
story.
The Order of the Dague were
This
the
is
first to
some
unlock the
powerful
mystery of
wank.
these foul creatures. The priests were able to capture several of the beasts.
Were these the same
and set
writers
about
as
to
2016?
identify the source of their power. It was then that
I
the
don't know. I
essence
know
of
the game,
dark
it was the
realm
same
was
director.
discovered.
I'm not
wholly
sure about the
unlike our
writers.
own, this power was the life essence that
To be
flowed
fair,
through
2016 had a
their
much more
twisted
troubled
form
development.
and powered their attacks. It could
Yeah, they
be
might have been on
harnessed
more
to
of a
power
leash
our
with that
own
one.
weapons, giving the Argenta the chance to combat the demons on even footing. The priests believed that with greater knowledge of the
Comes
essence,
great
we could
responsibility.
discover its source and cut it off from the demons to strangle their armies from within.
This is actually a good reminder
allowing
of
us
just
to
how
regain
deep
the
Jacob's voice
advantage
really
we
is.
required for victory on the battlefield.
I mean,
The
I am
Khan
pitch
Maker
shifted
gave
here.
blessings to our majesty,
But
and
even still,
directed
this
the
feels like
priests to
the
delve
pitch you could
deeper
get
into the
normally.
mysteries of the Scarlet Elixir from the demonic realm.
I can,
For she sought only to return balance to our
God, you also
universe.
sound real goofy
Proper
doing it.
assimilation was required, as
Thanks.
hell stood beyond her influence. After
remember when,
great efforts,
Thorne,
the
when you and I
priests
started
discovered
talking on,
more
like,
than they had ever
I was talking with all of our old friends.
They learned
The reason I
the
sounded
true
so
nature
deep,
of the
I don't feel like my
demonic
voice is
energy
actually that
and
deep,
how
but I
to
sounded a lot
strengthen
deeper
those
because
skilled
I couldn't
enough to
speak
harness
very
its
loudly
power.
because I was living with
The
my
energy
family.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
coursing
So
through
I
the
had this like
malformed
quiet
bodies of
mumble
our
all the
relentless
time,
enemy
and I
could
sounded
use
so much
to
deeper
end
because of it.
life or to enhance it. The power to heal, to mend.
Also, at 15, you
immortality,
sounded like you were in your
knowledge,
30s.
And enlightened
Yes.
faculties beyond our understanding. With the demon's life force in the skilled hands of the Sentinel priests,
Ye olde
and
Jacob.
under the righteous gaze of the Khan
Ye younge.
Maker, our people would
An
not
old
only
soul.
rise to victory
So, the
over
Thungi.
the unholy horde that clawed at our walls. We would move to a higher plateau of existence, ushering in a new era of military science and industrial healing. No sentinel
I hate
would grow
the
sick.
phrase
No
industrial
maker would need
healing.
to suffer the transfiguration
There's something
that
odd
they
about
so
it.
feared.
Fills me with revulsion.
Would be risen. None could ever oppose our peaceful ways and threaten our world again.
Peace by
True balance over hell and its legions, over space
this
and time,
sick
in
imp.
this world and all others. We would
Industrial
dictate
healing.
the order.
We will weld your
United
arm
with
back
the
on.
makers, we would find peace eternal.
That entry specifically pretty much spoke about the discovery of Argent energy. It certainly sounded like they wanted to use it for interdimensional domination, essentially. They wanted to be, like, super powerful, and they wanted to live on with all of these healing techniques and stuff that would come from Argent energy. So you could start to see why the Doomslayer started to stray from them a bit, because they're clearly not morally all
The
there.
Khan Maker demanded the
They're not
tide of the
altruistic.
essence, and
No.
driven by her desire, the priests submitted themselves to her will. The Order of the Dague took counsel with the king, speaking only of the spoiled land.
Wasn't even a
sure to
minute
be
between
found
these.
Through the cleft in creation, and the opportunity to purge
We were
the
mentioning
new
last time
invaders from
how
Argent
how on the nose this can be, and acknowledging how Doom, at its base concept when it was released, was on the nose. You're literally fighting the forces of hell. But as this has gone on, I feel like the nose has been twisted a bit or something. Because they're the forces of hell, sure. Are they the forces of that hell,
who had
because
survived in
the
front
makers,
lines
they're
far
supposed to be like
longer than any
the forces of
Sentinel
heaven or whatever, but it's
prisoner
not
had before.
that heaven. It's not any
His
particular
passion
heaven.
for
So is it
battle
that? So is
against the
hell
vile
actually
order
hell, or
was
is it just
evident.
some alternate
His
dimension?
lust for their
Hell is
destruction
hell. I can
matching
assure you of
our
this.
own.
Hell is hell.
Though Argent
Yes,
remained a
that is
foreign
something that's
land
explored in a
to
couple of
him.
levels.
His fervor
Like,
caught
hell
the
is,
attention of
where bad people go
inquisitors
to
of the
die, where their
Sentinel
souls
Guard.
are
Some
twisted and
whispering
turned
of a
into demons,
suspected
essentially.
allegiance
It is
he
your
held
typical,
in secret with
exaggerated,
the
if you will,
demons.
Christian interpretation
Silencing the
of hell,
cliques,
a place
he
of
knew
eternal
it
damnation and
deemed
torment.
worthy of
The
selection.
makers, it is the equivalent of heaven. Urdak is a heavenly place,
And it was
but
decided
that is
he
much less of a
lifted
literal
from
heaven
the
than
fallen
hell is a
realm.
literal hell.
Though no arena-born
For them, it's more of an
prisoner had ever been
aesthetic than it
granted
is an
the
actual
honor.
heaven.
The Night Sentinels
Yeah, it's the
broke
funky
tradition
thing, because
and deemed
I guess
the
they're going for
outlander
more of like a
worthy of
pan-religious
training.
interpretation
A
of
number
hell.
disciples grumbled and chafed
Yeah,
at the
it's
barbarian
fire and
present in their
brimstone,
ranks,
not
but in
the
war
layers
with
of
the
hell.
demons, all opportunities for even the slightest advantage were to be considered. And as they witnessed the stranger spar with their hall masters, they found in him an undying, unrelenting compatriot. This man was an outsider, friend to none, and yet rose each time he was thrown to the dirt of the circle. Battered and bruised, his brow stained with blood, he rose with grim determination for the chance to face his enemies in armed combat once again.
Oh my
Time
God, it's
passed
still
as
going.
The stranger was instructed in the
This-
codified matrices
I
of
think
their
this,
order.
no,
The ancient
there's a longer
lessons
one,
of
I think.
battle and brotherhood
There was one where
taught
I
to
was
all
reading through it, and I
Sentinels.
forgot if I had
Since the
moved on to the next
opportunity
one or not,
before
and I
him,
looked back at the recording,
soon
nope, it was all
of
one
hell
entry.
would feel his wrath.
Could just feel
once
your
again.
eyes glazing
Satisfied
over.
that he would not be a detriment to their prowess, the Night Sentinels granted him his wish as they ventured through the Hell Gates with the stranger in tow. They knew no rest.
Ah, the
fighting
stranger.
The
I
unnatural
see.
elements and training under the blood moon of night. The stranger
Like the
suffered
movie.
exhaustion, wounds, and sickness.
Or when you
but
sit on
asked
your
for
arm
no
for long
aid
enough.
and was offered none. 3 times the Night Sentinels ventured into the gate.
I think my brain has been so overtaken by all the story in this that I've forgotten if the Sentinels were mentioned in the last game.
They were.
You saw them appear actually a few times, particularly in Hell.
Okay, yeah, I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, plus one of those, like, evil demon guys. They did mention the Night Sentinels
passing of years
as well.
and numerous battles with the devils indentured the stranger to Argenta's mightiest warriors, and no longer did they condescend to him as a new-blooded conscript. For to them, he had become a brother in arms, forged in war, an ally.
That armor still looks so dumb.
weapon.
It looks sick as hell though with the sword, because look at how detailed they are, and then you got Doom Guy. Okay, start the timer. Let's find out how long it is before we get more lore.
I think there's a cutscene, so it's kind of cheating right now. Plus, there are still secrets and items to find in here. There's a 1-up, and I've already collected... nope, never mind. I'm about to collect a Praetor token. So there's... this is still a level, kind of.
The 1-up you really need in this incredibly threatening level.
For those curious, until the boss at the end, there are no enemies at all in this level.
I think this is the last level I played. I keep saying every level.
But I too have a world to save. Without their souls, there can be no hell energy, and the Argent will cease to flow. I cannot allow this to happen. You will
We need our tasty energy. Please, stop.
This is how it has always been done. It is
Please stop talking.
to deny us our chance at prosperity.
Now that I'm a little confused by, because Argent energy is from people who are dead. People die all the time.
Yeah.
And, like, I guess she's trying to get them a bit quicker?
Well, okay, so basically the idea is, I don't know if they go into it
History of the
too much just
Sentinels.
yet, or just in general. The
As we
Maker's
warred with the
sacrifice.
beasts,
other cultures to keep their deal with hell going.
The watchful eye of the makers.
Right, that's true.
The endless power of the essence.
It's what
While
keeps
our
them from
generals
being
were
invaded.
consumed with the unholy war, our culture was
Because
marked by
the demons delight in murder and
enemies that
suffering, so
provided
they will
us
just fucking
the
kill.
Sweet elixir. It brought us immeasurable capacity and empowered us to reach farther into dimensions once thought to be beyond our grasp. Under the direction of our maker gods and the engineering of our high priests, our weapons blazed and our war machines stormed. The throngs of the populace drank deeply from the well of energy unveiled by the priests, but we of the Night Sentinels took no part in their abundance. Some among us whispered accusations and warnings against this manner of progress.
Get 'em!
But they were quelled, as it was not our role to dictate the future of our people, only to defend it.
So it seems that some were against the use of Argent energy to become super powerful supermen.
Is Doomguy implied to have been with the Sentinels at the time?
Yes, I believe he's still there. I'm not sure that this episode will speak with how the Doomslayer was, like, entombed and were separated from the Night Sentinels. I don't think that's discussed in this particular episode.
Because part of me thinks that would be a better character. Like, as far as whatever Doomguy's character is, it would be better if he made the snap decision when he arrived at Mars and woke up and just saw the corpse lying against the computer when St. Aiden says, "This is for the advancement of humanity," for him to immediately know that that's bullshit and he's going to stop this.
To be fair, at that point, he had been fighting in hell for a long fucking time.
That too.
The second time, and was then entombed in a stone coffin.
They brought with them a monstrous titan, the Dreadnought, a beast to rival the stature and menace of even the mightiest ancestral. The grotesque giant laid waste to all before him, crushing all in his path. This was a total demonic assault.
I wish you would have fought one of these things, but you just see him walking around on Earth.
How was it that the behemoth
Yeah, they're just
passed
vibing.
the demonic gate without warning? We would never know, though the Night Sentinels believed treason was at play. Caught off guard, the Sentinels scrambled late in defiance.
As an aside, I have no idea how I'm going to edit the audio for the edited version of this episode.
Tarasabad prepared for judgment. With the onslaught of the demons massed in the sprawling...
I'll try to edit the commentary around it so you can cut it pretty cleanly.
The city shook.
I'd appreciate it.
Foundation, none was spared.
It's fine, I've been voicing my dread before you get these pages anyway.
Ransacked our temples and palaces, burning our towns.
So this is talking more about the Betrayer. We haven't seen him in a while, and we won't actually see him again. But this is essentially like his story a bit more. His name was Valen.
As the dark of night descended, their swords remained potent and shredded the enemy multitude with abandon. Amidst the unyielding ranks of the Sentinels, when all other apprentices had fallen in battle, stood the Outlander. Rip and tear, he roared, ferocious in battle.
See,
the remaining
like it was always kind of treated as goofy, and now it's being written seriously and just feels kind of off.
Now armored,
I think rip and tear is a simple and violent enough phrase that it can work, especially for somebody whose mind has been melted by years of violence.
Born Sentinel fighter.
I guess I just like the context and knowing it's a reference and all that
But
just
though the swarm fell
melts my
before
brain a
their
little bit.
assault, the Titan remained invincible.
He stood in the arena and
Could tame the
screamed his war cry.
In the
Get
hours
a
before
prostate
dawn,
exam!
as the Night Sentinels weathered the relentless assault,
You see, now that's an improvement, I
held his
think.
ground at the foot of the Great Wall.
Gets in the
northern
arena and just
bend
starts
of the
yelling,
castle.
"You're huge," which means you got huge guts.
Ending victor,
Huge
Sentinel,
guts!
Chancellor to the Mother God, hurried the Outlander away.
Well,
under
I got bad news for you, too.
secrecy.
Yes.
And
You'll
for
see about that
reason
here in a bit.
unknown, submitted him to a rite of
Giant balls!
This was heresy, for Samur received no consent from the Khan Maker, nor
Thick
did
ass!
he receive her counsel in the
Jesus
chapel
Christ.
of purity.
Rip and tear.
The Outlander submitted himself to the
Mommy
divinity.
Milkies!
There, Samur Maker, the Seraphim, known to us
God
only
help me.
as the aid to the Mother
Rip ass
God,
and tear it up.
blessed the Outlander with fierce
So this one is...
power to match
I mean,
his
the
will.
Doomslayer was already
It was the
powerful
method
and
by
skilled,
which the
but this is
transformation
speaking
took
of a
place
being named
that was
Samur.
most uncertain
Samur
to
Maker,
us.
who is also known as the
For we were of
Seraphim,
the knowledge
who
that the
specifically
wicked
gave
device
Doomslayer
installed
an
on the
increase in
object
power and
so many
speed,
generations
using
ago
what
was to be
was
used
called
by
the
priests,
Divinity
only
Machine,
to find
which
the
the makers did not
impurity among us.
expect that to
How
happen
could it be
when...
that the device
Well, first of
that
all,
was
Samur
meant
Maker
to
did not
call
get
the
approval to
Sentinel
do this,
breed of
but they
its
also didn't
contaminants
expect
could
Doomslayer
then
to
be
get
used
this
to
power from
purify
the machine.
Outlander's
It was
body?
made to, like, cleanse the
rise to
unpure,
the
if you
one who
will.
would
They
lead
didn't
us
expect it to,
into
like,
the
make a
balance.
human a
What
superpowered
rose from the
demigod.
holy coffin on that fateful day was not the impure abomination the Covenant warned us of. The hero within would come to be known only as the Great Slayer, the Time Walker.
He got his
The
name,
warrior
the Great
Khan
Slayer.
whose fire sword would blaze a path for the just and cut through the demonic horde with vengeance that only a god king could summon. He rose unbroken by the ritual, his eyes burning with Maker magic.
He was unbroken
took
because
the
he was already
crucible
fucking
in
broken
hand,
as hell.
and wraith fire leapt forth from the blade.
I feel like the
As
Divinity
only
Machine
it
also
will,
may have
when held
mended
by
his
a
mind a
true
bit,
Sentinel
because he
warrior
clearly
king.
seems a lot more stable in his
our
current state
darkest
than he
hour,
appeared in the past.
Slayer had been chosen.
Yeah,
Defying
and then he fought in hell
our
again.
most
Like,
sacred laws and the will of the great Khan herself.
can't escape.
A stranger to our land.
Check that
had been
armor.
blessed
That's the
with
last of the
celestial
cosmetic
light.
armor we're going to be unlocking at the Fortress of Doom as well.
Fucking do not like it.
It's kind of silly.
That said, Doom Guy is absolutely shredded.
Big boy.
Speaking of Dark Souls 2, that looks like multiple Dark Souls characters ran into each other.
They just got stuck.
It looks like someone's slapping together a bunch of armor pieces to min-max.
I cannot stand by and watch as you
I wanted to start talking, and for him to jump back. Jesus Christ.
Doom guy still gets startled.
It's your people who survive against mine.
I don't know what these noises are.
I do appreciate she's. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't worry, we're done with the history of the Sentinels. The last two are more immediately relevant.
Powerful of the Hell Priests among the people of Argent, frequently visiting his ancient homeworld.
I just love that she's like, yeah, your people are gonna die, but mine are gonna survive, and that's what fucking matters. So why don't you let yours die?
Doesn't that make you feel better?
Since the demonic
No!
invasion of Earth began,
It is, like,
he has
just
operated
incredibly
on the planet's
flimsy.
surface, along with his fellow Hell Priests, to direct Hell's forces. But after the deaths of Daeg Nilox and Daeg Ranak, he has fled to the safety of the arena. It was Daeg Grav who facilitated the torment and eventual betrayal of Sentinel Commander Valen. Taking
So he's
keys
the
to
reason the betrayer is the betrayer.
and opening the
It
vaults
was
of the
Dave
sleeping
Gregg.
wraiths, the ancient creatures were abducted, transported to hell, and tortured to siphon away their power. He used the heart of Valen's son to animate the Icon of Sin, a titan still
The Icon of
spoken
Sin?
in legend throughout.
That was the final boss of Doom 2.
Oh no, his son was John Romero.
That'd be a hell of a twist. Some demons in cages here.
Just fucking John Romero kills you and then whispers into your ear, I can't leave without my buddy Superfly.
You won the game. You can't kill these guys. I tried. The bars are basically walls.
I'm just surprised they're still in their cages after all these years. Oh no!
Last one. Last one. It's okay.
Gladiator.
And it spoils the boss in the way only Doom Eternal can.
End of the Golden Age.
It loves doing
Competing
that, doesn't
factions
it?
of Argent turned against one another. An insidious influence had beset itself upon the Sentinel people, corrupting its
Teenagers
once-held sacred
smoking.
traditions. The Colosseum, once a
Premarital
place of honorable
sex.
combat where prisoners of the
Mommy
Argenta were
milking.
tested for the right to fight in the front lines of their
God damn
army,
it.
has since become a place of blood sport. In violation of Sentinel law, the priests have encaged a demon there, a merciless executioner to enact judgment of their own decree. The Gladiator, wielding an accursed shield which entombs the tormented soul of his undying master, remains undefeated in battle, infamous for the many lives.
It does look pretty rad.
It's a pretty cool demon, yeah. And it actually stays a boss. You don't see it again after this.
Yo, that's real fucked up. Trying to grab all this shit you don't need because nothing has happened!
It's instinctive.
I know, but it's pointless.
Conmaker and King Novik. They could have gotten a better voice. That would make this a lot more tolerable.
His delivery's really not great, yeah.
Addition to the front lines, stranger.
The demons!
And just once again, it's Doom Guy. You didn't even call him the Doom Slayer, which is the name you've been calling him the whole time, no?
He wasn't the Doom Slayer yet here. He was just a guy.
I know, they could have just used Doom Marine then.
More about the others he speaks of.
I feel like
Your Grace.
he enunciates a little too much. Rip
If sent
and
holy blood is
tear.
on these grounds.
It honestly just feels like he's trying way too hard to sound imposing and growly, and it doesn't really work for that specific voice actor.
Also, I mentioned before, like, saying dumb things like huge guts. I forgot that. I thought it was in that cutscene, but it was actually the one before. He literally did say huge guts.
Yeah.
He did, yeah.
The Gladiator. One of the only true bosses in Doom Eternal. It works kind of similar to the Marauder. When the shield glows green and it makes itself vulnerable, you're going to want to shoot it and run up to it and do glory kills, which take chunks of its health away. Honestly, I don't love this boss. It's kind of basic. It's kind of like the Marauder, but less interesting. And more health.
Does his shield blink?
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's got an animated face. That's kind of rad. Like it said in the codex, it contains the tormented soul of its master. I also just don't do well in this boss, I gotta say. And I don't think it's very hard, but you just gotta be good at dodging its mace.
It's not a hard fight, but I do really like his design. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a cool looking dude.
Shooting his shield at you.
And because of how the game functions, even in a boss fight, you still have to have regular zombies around if you run out of ammo. I like this. This is a good choice of song, too, because it sounds like there's like a crowd chanting during this fight, since we are in a gladiatorial arena.
Yeah, it reminds me of Pokemon Sword and Shield during the gym battles. Where when people start fucking Dynamaxing, the crowd starts cheering and is part of the track. It's great.
I have no idea why that comparison was hilarious to me.
I don't know why either.
I mean, comparing Doom to Pokemon is kind of just funny on its own.
Yeah, but it works.
I mean, I see it, yeah. Maybe it's just funny because I love this game and I did not like Sword and Shield.
I enjoyed Sword and Shield more than I had a few previous Pokemon.
I'm happy for you. I wish I could have.
I'm happy for me too. I'm glad you enjoy this game. It's always nice to find a game you mesh with.
Yeah, I love this game. I think I've come to the conclusion that conclusively, I do think I like this game more than Doom 2016. I just have more fun with it overall. It's more focused.
Yeah, fuck him up. Yeah.
Oh. But wait. The Goat Man's not what we need to kill. It's the soul in the shield.
Why is it always the eye?
Chew.
Where was he keeping that? Actually, I think he did have it strapped to his waist. Never mind.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking of one of my favorite fucking ads, but you know, let's not talk about that.
So now that the shield's destroyed, he can still create this magic shield, which means what was the point of having the shield to begin with?
It's from twirling the maces, flails, whatever. I don't know. Really fast.
Yeah, and it reflects your damage as well. So you very much do not want to shoot that shield while it's up. He also plays jump rope. Oh god, I'm running right into him every time.
Emphasis on jump.
Oh no, sine waves. My greatest weakness. I can't math.
Yeah, I'm very bad at dodging those jump ropes, gotta say. I forget if you can attack the Gladiator while he's jump roping. No, I don't think you can. That yellow energy will block your attacks. The Gladiator does look cooler than fucking what the hell were they called? The Hell Guards, the big rock guys from Doom 2016, where they just looked dumb and their fight was dumb. This guy at least looks cool, but I still don't love his fight so much.
No, his fight's not great, but I do like his design a lot. And that's what matters. Aesthetics. Fuck gameplay.
It does help. A good game with a shitty aesthetic will ruin it for me personally. Oh, here we go.
Yeah! Yeah!
Ah. Oh, there we go. I was gonna say, that was lacking in splatter.
This is why you don't let Doom Guy get near a 9 iron or a 3 wood.
This stops nothing. Earth will be consumed, regardless of...
Oh, hey, you're here, I guess. The exact same vibe, actually.
I have a gun.
Yo, dude, that was fucking awesome, but, at the end of the day, we're cops.
Alright, so that's the third and final Hell Priest, so hopefully that means that the invasion of Earth will slow to a halt?
I appreciate that pretty much all of the collectibles were lore.
All of them except, like, 2,
Lives.
which may have been
there
coins.
There were a couple lives.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there were coins too.
The lives don't even count for your exploration.
Yeah, look at that. 1 coin! 1 fucking coin!
I'll give it this, it's an easy level to 100%.
If you can't do that for the rest of the game, you can manage the bare minimum.
Yeah.
I'm sure I could find a way to fuck it up.
I was dreading this level for so long. Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, the next level, we are going to be going to the ancient city of Taras Nabad, and this is where the game starts becoming a bit more assholey. Like, it starts getting pretty fucking tough in the next level.
So what you're saying is things actually fucking happen.
Oh yeah, things will be happening for the rest of the game. This was very much a detour.
God damn.
We'll be back to ripping and tearing next time.
Fucking hate lore.
Apologies to my friend Lore if he's watching.
Unlike enemies of the past, we could not contain the demons emergent from the Dark Realm. The Khan Maker demanded the teeth? How do you pronounce that? Give me a moment to use Hell Google. Tithe. Got it. I'm keeping that in. Speaking only of the spoiled lands sure to be found through the cleft. With the onslaught of the demons massed in the sprawling shadow of the abhorrent Fiend. Fiend? With a TH? Ugh. Amidst the unyielding ranks of the Sentinels, when all... Daig Grav reminds the... Daig Grav. Daig Grav remind... Fuck. Daig Grav.